And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Tonight, we are going to talk about the best CS2 cases to invest in 2024. And basically, we're going to analyze a couple cases, the ones that I'm personally thinking about buying and putting money to work, the future of case investing. All that will be answered and more, so stay tuned for that, guys. Hit the like button, as always, to show your support. Let's see. As always, before we get started, I do want to shout out the Patreon, guys. It's an ever-growing community. Get access to a private Discord server, full access to my investments, members-only videos. Tonight, there is a brand new video coming out tonight with my latest big investment that I'm making, so stay tuned for the members-only live stream. And yeah, just if you want to participate, weekly newsletters, weekly live streams, private live streams, consider becoming a Patreon member. Link is in the description, or through YouTube channel memberships. Hit the join button below. With that being said, guys, let me pop out the chat, say hello to you beautiful people. Are you currently invested in CS2 cases? That is the question. That is the poll. Make sure you guys vote in it. I bought 100 fracture cases at 19 cents. What do you think, Fano? Fracture cases are decent. They're not the best case in my opinion, but they are decent. I like the price. It's one of the only cases in the teens, which potentially could be a good long-term investment, but we just don't know. So it's not on my short list, unfortunately. But let's talk about it. Let's start somewhere here, chat. So the way it works is this. Historically, case investments, or yeah, cases have been long-term investments, meaning you buy them when they are dropping in the common drops, and they are super cheap, and you hold onto them for 2, 3, maybe even 5 years at a time, and then sell them for a great return. So for example, if you had bought them at, like, you know, 8 cents, and then you sold them at, I don't know, 16 cents, or maybe 32 cents, or what have you, right? In some cases, at the peak of last year's hype and CS2 drama and everything, some cases went from like 10, 16 cents to all the way to $1 or $1.20. So those were some crazy returns. So historically, cases are slow growth investments. You buy and you hold these cases for a long time. So that was usually the approach that people would take. That being said, going forward, I guess before we say going forward, I do want to stress something. So over the past couple of years, especially the last year and a half, we've seen pretty much ever since 2019, yeah, so ever since 2018 when the game became free to play, and it may have been a little bit after 2018, may have been 2019 or 2020, I forget the exact year it was, but they basically, I think it was the latter, but long story short, Valve made a change to the drop system that basically, it didn't allow, that didn't allow free-to-play players to get drops. And ever since that update happened, cases have started stonking. In the meantime, or sorry, at the same time, we started to see fewer cases entering the market or the economy. Valve were releasing fewer and fewer cases per year, as well as no operation, no updates, no content in 2022 to 2024, basically. We had pretty much a year and a half, maybe even 2 years of zero content. Skin content, very minimal. And what that means is, well, that led to players and investors buying up old content in the form of cases and skins, thus leading to prices going higher and higher. Not to mention the announcement of CS2 and the drama and hype that went along with it caused prices to go even further into the stratosphere. So basically, what I'm trying to explain what happened to a lot of these popular cases over the past couple of years, and as you can see, like, these cases just exploded in value in a very, very short amount of time. I mean, they started rising, you know, from 4 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents, the whole timeline, and then ever since the CS2 announcement, it just spiked like crazy. And now we're at a point where we're off the highs on a lot of these cases. They seem to have found pretty good support, and they're pretty much flatlined for the past, I would say, year. They've been really flat. Like, yeah, they've had a run up, but then they've gone back down. So what I would recommend and say is the chart is looking interesting for a potential position, like to start a position. But the issue is we don't know how low they're going to go, and we don't know when demand is going to come back to opening cases. So all we know is that some cases have better fundamentals than others. Some cases are rare drops, some are not. Some cases are discontinued, meaning that they're no longer dropping, so they're completely deflationary. You know, the supply is only going down every day as more and more people open them. So you have a couple of options when it comes to investments. You have a couple of options going forward. So here are the options, since this is a video about 2024 case investing. My options, or the options I'm going to provide, are the following. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing? Hancholo, Atlas, welcome, guys. Hope y'all are doing well. You have a couple options going forward. You can avoid cases altogether and wait for the operation to come out, the next operation to come out, wait for the next operation to come out, and invest in its case, right? That's option one. Very valid option. Don't, you know, I personally would recommend most people do that. Or you could be a little risky and take a bet on some of these cases that are off their highs, that still have good fundamentals. Take a bet on some of the cases that are off their highs, in the hopes that demand comes back. And there will be a time where, or when, we hit new all-time highs. So which cases am I talking about? Well, this is not a comprehensive list, but I'm going to list a couple. Danger Zone case is definitely, and again, this is in no order, guys, so please don't, like, Fano thinks the Danger Zone case is the best case ever. No, I'm not saying that. It's just an example. So, like, you can have a Danger Zone case. I think Prisma's cases, Prisma case, Prisma 2 case, doesn't really matter which case you go for the cheaper one, I guess, works very well. I also really like Horizon cases. I like CS 20th anniversary cases, and I like Revolver cases. So those are the cases that I would personally be buying from the ones that are still dropping. So from the cases that are still dropping, I personally really like these cases for a variety of reasons, and each case has its own unique thing that I like. So Danger Zone case and Horizon case, actually, they have the same knives, so you can actually, like, pair them together. You can choose one or the other, it doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, Prisma 2 case, they have the same cases, so they're pretty much the same, so 1 and 2 is good. And then, the reason I like CS 20th anniversary case is because they have the classic knife, rare special knife. The Revolver case, why I like the Revolver case, well, it is one, the original knives, the Karambit 387 is in here, and just, it's cheap compared to older cases with similar knives. So, I mean, you know, Talon Dopplers, Talon Vanilla Fade. So, like, you have to have a reason why you're investing in these cases. And they're also off of their highs. What's up, Eclipse? How you doing, man? Fracture Case. Unfortunately, Fracture Case is not on my list because it's, and the reason it's not is because it is a way too common of a case. It's way too common of a case. It's opened heavily, which is good. You want to have demand, but the supply is very high and it's still dropping. There's more than 500,000 listed. People are opening them like crazy, and I just don't see them getting rid of this case because it's such a cash cow. It's sort of like the clutch case, if you think about it. For like 5 years, the clutch case has been in the, in the drop pool. Valve didn't want to get rid of it because it was making them so much money, and people love that case. So as an investor, I'm not putting my money there, even though it's cheap and it's good. You could if you have like a really long-term horizon, but for me personally, I'd much rather, park some cash in revolver cases, or maybe some danger zone cases, or Prisma cases, right? CS20 cases, perhaps. So I like that. And keep in mind, from these cases, you need to understand is you are not going to get rich by Tuesday, meaning you won't see the same performance. Okay, let me rephrase that. You probably won't see the same performance that we've seen over the past couple of years. You're not going to see the same, from 10 cents all the way to $1. You're not going to see a 10x on any of these cases. I really don't see the revolver case or the Prisma case or the danger zone case doing a 10x in the next couple of years. Maybe even the next 5 years. I probably won't see a 10x for any of these cases, most likely. So it's, past performance isn't going to be indicative of future performance, but what I do think is the fundamentals of these cases are still pretty good. And if you hold them long enough, there should be a time where you can exit at a profit. The question is, when will that come? How long will it take? And will you be ready to sell at that point? So if you do decide to invest in some of these cases that are rare drops, keep that in mind. Set set price targets, like goals, for when to sell and cash out. For example, you buy the case for, I don't know, let's say you buy a case for 80 cents, right? I don't know, just case A or whatever for 80 cents. You can set a target of $1.60 to sell half of your cases. And then the other half, when it reaches maybe $2 or $2.40. This is just an idea, right? Like, it really depends on your time horizon. And honestly, I personally wouldn't really care if it takes a year, 2 years, as long as it hits the number. So what I mean is, how should I say this? Don't say, okay, I'm going to keep these cases until August of 2024, and I'm going to sell in August, because by then, my expectations are they're going to be to the moon. That's not how you should approach case investing. Case investing, you buy when prices are low, demand is low, which we are in a period right now, and then you set your targets, and when the targets hit, you sell. When they keep hitting, you sell, and you offload your investment. Buy low, sell high. Keep your expectations low, and you'll be happier. You'll just be better. So that's what I would recommend. Set price targets, keep your expectations low, buy low when demand is low, and when prices of your cases hit their targets, start selling and follow your plan. Don't dilly-dally. Don't forget you have cases. Don't forget you've invested in them. Understand, the need to, ring the register and cash out, because I don't want you guys holding too long. For example, if we looked at the danger zone case, I did tell you it's pretty much flat for the past year or so. If you look at its chart, we're in March, right? So, I mean, okay, because of the CS2 hype, it's not flat for the year, but it's flat for the last, how many, it's flat for the last, 10 months it's been flat. Meaning, 10 months ago, it was 70 cents. It went up to $1.12. You probably should have sold some here. Now we're back down to retest the lows. We're pretty much flat from where we started post initial CS2 hype. So it's been doing nothing for you unless you had sold at the top here. So my point is, have your targets, right? Buy low, 60 cents, sell high, $1.12. If it kept going higher, you still sell. If it goes lower, well, maybe you buy some more, dollar cost average, or you just wait, you be patient. The thing with cases, they come in waves. Like, you need to understand, demand for cases comes in cycles or waves. Really depends on a lot of factors, and that are pretty much out of your control. The only thing you can control, is the entry price. So the price you paid to enter the position, right? So your entry price, and you know, when you sell. You know, if the price reaches $2 or doubles or whatever, you have, what's in your control is pressing the sell button. Are you gonna do it, or are you gonna get greedy and not sell and miss out on the gains? So it really comes down to you at the end of the day. Don't worry too much about all these other factors, at least when it comes to investing in these cases. Now, there are other cases that you can also invest in. You can invest in discontinued cases, which I personally really love. These are cases that are absolutely deflationary. Supply is only going down. Rare cases, or I mean, you can call them rare cases, but let's see here. Operation cases is what the term is. So for example, think Riptide, think Broken Fang, think Shattered Web. Some will say, oh, these are operation cases, but then there's also other examples, like the esports cases. Esports 2013 Winter. Esports 2013 case. Esports 2014 Summer case. I personally am not invested in any of these three cases. I prefer operation cases since they're a little bit newer, have more fresh skins, and some of the knives are just better in my opinion. Well, these ones have the OG knives, which is cool and all, but I don't know. I think, you know, the Riptide has the Emerald Butterfly. Broken Fang has gloves, which aren't very good. So, I mean, I'm personally not buying Broken Fang, but I'm sure, I mean, it has a print stream, so it's pretty good there too. Shattered Web has the Shattered Web knives, which are good. So, you know, each case has its own, like, has its own pluses and minuses. Print stream. Okay. Let's see here. Why is my message not appearing in chat? What's your message? Hey, Fano, why do you never use Case Tracker for these streams as comparisons for supply and demand? A Case Tracker. I don't even know what Case Tracker is, Steven. What's Case Tracker? Anyways, which cases should I buy 1,000 cases from? Well, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just giving you guys the, basically your options. Basically explaining the case investment landscape, where I see things going. So I'm not here to like tell you guys, oh, invest in this case, you have to. Like, that's not what I am, like what I stand for. I'm not here to pump my investments. I'm just here to explain to you the situation. I did give you a list of cases that I like, but this is not comprehensive. Like, none of these, like, you know what I mean? Like, I personally don't have any Prisma cases. I used to be a big investor in Danger Zones and Prismas. Luckily, I exited the position when they were at their peak. And then now I'm looking to get potentially back into some of these cases. I guess I'll share it with you guys. I definitely, over the past month or so, I've been buying a lot of Riptide cases. So channel members and Patreon members, you guys know that I've been just trying to buy as many as I can using buy orders from Riptide. These other cases are pretty good too, but I'm just sticking with my Riptide cases as long-term investor, and I'm looking to buy some more of the rare drop cases as well. So hopefully we can do that. Remember to keep expectations low and to follow your plan, follow your strategy. Don't get emotional. Don't get attached to your investments. Learn to let go and take profit. Always understand the goal of taking profit. You think I should buy 10 Riptide cases for $4 each long term? If you're a long-term investor, yeah, Riptide cases are fine. Do you remember the problem I had with the opening stage Copenhagen? They said I got 5 correct and I got 5 correct and they said it was wrong. I remember that, Joko. Yeah, I remember your issue. Always open your investments. It's hilarious. What about the skeleton knife from the Fracture case? What about it? What about the skeleton from Fracture? It's a good knife, but I used to have thousands of Prisma 2 cases. I bought them for 4 cents each, and I used to give them out to Twitch streamers to open them, and the rest I sold to open cases. Yikes, dude. Case Tracker basically gave your information about what cases are being opened. It comes in handy. I think I know what you mean. So like how many cases were opened every month and like every week or so. I think I've seen that site before. And I mean, yeah, that's a good resource to use, I suppose. See where the demand is, I guess. But I don't need that tool to really predict where the demand is. You know, I'm not like gonna chase, oh, this month everybody opened Prisma cases, so I'm gonna go all in on Prisma cases. I'm not gonna like chase that. I'm gonna buy something that has good fundamentals that in the future I know or I think will do well. You can use these to supplement your thesis, to buttress your argument for investing, but it's not like I'm gonna be chasing this month's hottest case, you know? And they don't really fluctuate that much. I'm pretty sure the Fracture case has been like #1 or #2 for the past like several months, most likely. It's definitely one of the most liquid opened cases. Recoil case, good investment long term. It's very cheap. I like that. They may get rid of it from the drop pool. Go to live chat, Fano. Go to live chat. I'm in live chat. The ID is that. Check the screenshot. Not right now, Joko. I'm busy lecturing and giving a presentation about cases. We can maybe look at it on the Twitch stream or offline. But right now, let's talk about cases. Love your content from Pakistan. Thank you so much. Shout out to Pakistan. Like the stream, guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So, with that being said, the safest thing to do is to wait for next operation and buy that operation's case while it is still dropping and cheap. Hold it for a few years, or hold it for a year or a few years and sell at a nice 2 to 3x profit average return. That's usually the average return for a couple of years, 2 to 3x, which is very, very good, by the way. That would be the safest thing you guys can do. In the meantime, you can still buy some cases from old operations or from older cases that, you know, have good fundamentals and then, you know, off their highs, have good knives. Focus on the knives. When it comes to cases, guys, knives are king. The special item is why people open cases. They don't open cases for the skins. I mean, like, some skins are good and, you know, some coverts are solid, but most people open cases for the rare special item. We got Ultimatov with the 13-month resub. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Appreciate your 13 months, brother. If anybody wants to become a channel member, join the private Discord, hit the join button below. Bro, I have almost 4,000 mixed cases. Can I hold for some months? Mixed cases, yeah, hold on to them. If they're rare drops, yeah, a couple months, you'll be fine. What case could bring me the biggest outcome from investing if I quit CSGO for a long time and I want to make some money now? So if I had to like buy a case and come back to CSGO after 5 years without looking at my investments, what case would I buy? That's a tough one. It's either going to be Riptide, Revolver, even Danger Zones are looking pretty good too. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough one. Safest would probably be the discontinued ones like Riptide, Shatterweb, Broken Fang. That's probably your best bet, but I mean, there's so many good cases out there. Let's see. That's good, Fano. I absolutely agree with you. I only look for cases by looking at the Steam community market and looking for what kind of discontinued cases have the least amount of supply to invest in. It's not even about the supply necessarily, because if you look at like certain cases, like the Shadow case, for example, I think the Shadow case has a very, very low supply. I actually, no, it has 30,000. Wait a minute. So what about the Wildfire case? There's definitely... So Wildfire case has... Yeah, Wildfire case has 16,000... Cases have just been on a tear recently, so it's not necessarily about the supply. I mean, it is, but it's not at the same time. I wish this would give me a better example here. Because, like, in the past, there have been cases where the supply is super low, but the price is low. And there's been cases where the supply is high and the price is higher. You know what I mean? Right now, ever since the CS2 hype, that script may have been thrown out the window. It's been a while since I've invested in these cases. So maybe, yeah, going after supply potentially could be worth it right now. But, yeah, look at volume, look at listings. And more importantly, look at the knives that are in it. Do people actually want these knives? Are people opening these cases? You know what I mean? If you don't want to do all that research, then just go after, like, Riptide cases. You know, go after discontinued cases. Because, you know, they're old and they're collector's items and the supply is only going down. Meanwhile, you know, a Wildfire case can still technically drop. It's rare and uncommon and should be deflationary in general, but did you invest in Paris? I'm not invested in Paris. Not right now. Prisma has a good entry right now. Ultimately, you would like it a little lower. Well, you can start a little bit now even. You know, you take a little bit of slice now. If it goes lower when the sale comes out, you buy more. That's what I would recommend. Should I get the skins I want now? I want a gold arabesque and op prints, and they're both rare. Or do I just use that money on cheaper things like cases and stickers? If you have the money for those, for the op prints and an arabesque, I would personally buy it now. Why wait? You know, I'll tell you a story. 4 years ago, or 5 years, yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't wait for the Howl, you know, to, you know, reach $2,000. I saw that it was, you know, going for $1,200, and I said to myself, the longer I wait, the more expensive this Howl will become. Why not buy it now? Pull the trigger. And luckily for me, over the past 5 years, the Howl has done very well. Same thing, you know, why wait further for these rare items to become even rarer and, you know, more expensive with inflation and everything? Just buy them now. That being said, if you have to, like, sell your entire inventory just so you can buy one skin, I mean, then you may be a little too reckless there. Why is the Riptide case so expensive? Because it's discontinued, the supply is only going down, it has great knives, and the skins are pretty decent too. Case in point, people are opening them. I got my Prismas at 7 cents, so I'm Gucci. Nice. I do believe in glove cases, though. What do you think, Fano? Glove cases are good, but they're kind of expensive, so I personally, I don't like it at these levels. I would wait for them to go down. If they do go down, they may not, which is why I'm not really investing in them right now. Should I still hold on to my clutch cases? Potentially. There could be a scenario where clutch cases start to rise again. I'm personally out of clutch cases. Ever since the Revolution case came out, I was adamant to, like, not touch them, not invest in them. But if you have some, I personally wouldn't sell at a loss. Will it cost 20 cents in 2 years? Will it cost $20 in 2 years? The Riptide case? I have no clue, which is why I said keep expectations low. Like, I'm actually going to put this in, like, bold, or keep expectations low. I'm not here to, like, tell you guys you're gonna get rich tomorrow or in 2 years you're gonna be a millionaire from cases. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to say is keep your expectations low, follow a plan, you know, take profit on the way up, buy low when nobody's talking about cases, nobody's buying cases, and, you know, wait a year, wait 2 years, see what happens to the price, and when it hits your targets, you sell. It's very, very simple. You don't have to overthink this, guys. The charts right now look pretty good for a lot of cases, so... yeah. Maybe not this case. I probably wouldn't be buying Wildfire cases, but I don't know. Even though it does have a pretty decent supply, it's just... let's see. Can you use buff? Why skins are going for 80%? Have any idea? You can use buff. If you have access to buff 163, yeah, buying cases from there is a great idea. Now I don't have to sell anything. I was thinking of just picking up everything in the summer. Summer historically is usually where prices are at their peak when they're most expensive. So I personally wouldn't be buying skins during the summer. You want to buy skins during the winter, during December, November, January. You want to buy cases early in the year, late in the year, when prices are at their lowest. you know, historically speaking. Do you think we're going to get an operation as soon as Copenhagen ends? Not as soon, maybe a couple months after it ends, sometime in the summer, end of summer maybe. Let's see here, what else? Any other questions, chats? Anything else I want to say? Safest thing to, yeah, the safest thing to do is to do that. And in the meantime, if you want to invest in cases, buying some discontinued cases or cases with good knives that are off their all-time highs but are rare drops. And I've listed some here in this document, but I'm sure there are other ones as well. These are just the ones that have caught my attention for various reasons. So that's pretty much it for cases, guys. Cases are not very sexy. They're not very, you know, cool when it comes to investing in them. The beauty is you can buy many of them since they're not super expensive, and there's always going to be demand for cases. People love to gamble. People love to open them, so you will find a buyer no matter what. You'll be able to you know, sell it to either a opener, unboxer, whatever you want to call them, a gambler, or you sell them to another investor. You'll have demand for that. So that's my strategy, guys. Figure it out, what works best for you. Again, not here to tell you guys what to invest in, but just to give you guys the scenario of how I'm approaching cases in 2024. Personally, I'm doing something like this where most of my money is just waiting right now, waiting for the next operation, but I also will be, you know, buying some discontinued cases as well as some cases that are off their all-time highs. So, yep, that just about does it for this stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will have a Twitch stream in a couple of minutes, probably 30 minutes or so, maybe at 5, we'll see, when I go live. So hope to see you all there. Cheers, everyone. Happy investing. See you tomorrow. There should be a video out tomorrow, so subscribe to the channel, guys. Peace.